An impressive display of rhetoric and research, and the focus of the world once again tuned in to Iran's nuclear ambitions and its secret nuclear program. Thanks for tuning in for your daily dose. Standing at the podium in the United Nations General Assembly with hundreds of world leaders gathered around him, Netanyahu revealed what he said was a previously unknown Iranian nuclear site in Tehran.
Now, countries with satellite capabilities may notice some increased activity on Meir Alley in the days and weeks ahead. The people they'll see scurrying back and forth are Iranian officials desperately trying to finish the job of clearing up that site. Just last month, they removed 15 kilograms of radioactive material. You know what they did with it? They had 15 kilograms of radioactive material. They had to get it out of the site. So they took it out and they spread it around Tehran in an effort to hide the evidence.
With me in studio right now, I have Dr. Emily Landau with the Institute for National Security Studies, also our Middle East correspondent as well, Emily Rose. Let me start with you, Emily Landau. I have to be more clear here with Dr. Emily Landau. Netanyahu's speech, it was certainly theatrical. Was it all shine without any substance? Today we have U.S. officials anonymously, but telling several news outlets it was kind of misleading. We knew about this site before, and it really is just filing cabinets more than anything else. Pretty startling, striking comments today.
Yeah, I really don't understand those comments, where they're coming from. It's hard for me to believe that Netanyahu presented this information at the UN without him being pretty sure that his information is reliable and corroborated.
He said it could be hundreds of tons of nuclear material.
Yeah, I mean, he's talking about nuclear material. He's talking about nuclear equipment, things that are connected to Iran's nuclear weapons program, the secret nuclear weapons program. He's talking about removing radioactive material. I mean, all of these details, it just it doesn't sound realistic that he would be
trying to mislead
in this way without the information being reliable. But I think the most important thing is his message to the IAEA, which is, get over there.
Do your jobs.
And do your job. And get into that warehouse and check it out before they're able to clear everything out of it.
What Netanyahu is alleging, and the radioactive materials being transferred, monitors being handed out to civilians to register what's going on around them, how does that indicate perhaps how close Iran could be to a nuclear weapon? How advanced the research is at this stage? Do we know?
I think his point is that they were keeping these materials, that they were keeping all of the programs, all of the information that he divulged in May, and these materials and equipment that are connected to the program, so that everything would be ready on the day that they decided to move forward.
And of course, in
that's his point.
And in typical Netanyahu fashion, at the United Nations, this speech is not just words, it also involves drama, theatrics, props. Here's some of what Netanyahu had to say and what he was holding up.
Now, for those of you at home using Google Earth, this no longer secret atomic warehouse is on Meir Alley, Meir Street. You have the coordinates. You can try to get there. And for those of you who try to get there, it's 100 meters from the Kalishoi, the rug cleaning operation.
Dr. Emily Landau, when Netanyahu does this, he tries to get personal, throws in a few jokes, tries to be creative and clever and memorable. Could this be effective and above all else, as you mentioned, urging the international nuclear people to get there and get there now? Because now I'm telling everyone in the world, Google this spot. There's no excuse for you not to go tonight.
Right, and he's also saying, look, I released information from these archives where, you know, the Mossad people were in Iran. They took the programs. This is reliable information. And the IAEA hasn't been to inspect any of the new facilities that were revealed from this archive. So he's urging the IAEA and the international community. Remember, what we're hearing always from the Europeans, from those that want to save the nuclear deal at any cost. They keep saying we have the IAEA reports, 11 IAEA reports, all saying Iran is upholding the deal, so everything is fine. And Netanyahu is saying, yeah, but the IAEA is only inspecting the nuclear facilities and checking the minimal concessions that Iran made. But we know that the problematic activities were taking place at non-nuclear facilities, at these military facilities. That's where you need to go.
And get there now.
That's where the IAEA has not been, and they need to get there now.
A very important development. Again, all eyes on what Iran is doing now.